guys, Connor here with ChromeDesigns, and thank you for watching this video. Today is a Cinema 4D tutorial. I'm going to be kind of working on the materials aspect of the whole program, how to kind of set them up, and kind of a common problem I understand a lot of you would have been occurring. So first things first, we've got our basic Cinema 4D screen loaded, nothing added. You always want to do is go to render settings, render settings, go down to output. And you want to change the actual dimensions. I'm going to change to 1280 by 720. I'm just going to do all frames. I'm going to change the frame rate to 60, so you can so it's a bit crisper, and change it to a QuickTime movie. And I'm just going to specify the desktop like so. In fact, I'll call it something. I'll call it TUT. Now, obviously, that's how to set up your scene for the beginning most part, but for this tutorial, because we're doing materials, you really want to get the best idea of what we're creating. So I'm going to go to Effect, Ambient Occlusion, and Effect, Global Illumination. On the Global Illumination tab, you want to go to the Irradiance cache and go to Low and Low. This gives it a speedy render when you quickly look at them, as opposed to taking 15 minutes and realizing that it doesn't look like you just want it to. And then to Ambient Occlusion, you want to go to Maximum Ray Length, put it up to 145, and just add a bit of contrast, about 30. Okay, so we've got our render setting set up and we're good to go. So it's going to go to MoGraph and Text Object, and this is going to be our text. Now, just say you're kind of going for a grungy sort of text, I'll kind of maybe get yourself in a bit more of a feel. In fact, I'll type grunge just for the sake of it. I'm going to change the font to Reboard, which is, I suppose, can look like a kind of grungy font. Kind of increase the depth to 100, like so. Go to caps, just add a fillet cap to both the end and the start, and add the steps to 4 and the steps to 4, leaving the radius at 5. Now here we go, we've got the basic text set up here, and if you render it, you know, obviously that's no, in fact it won't render, but that's no good, as you know, because it's just some plain white text. Now I have grunge here. This is my tab. I just typed in grunge, Google Images, I went too large, and these are all different options. I'm going to choose, what image shall I choose? I'll choose this image, first one. Then you want to go right click, save image as. I'm going to save it to the desktop. I've got quite a few things on my desktop at the moment. It's kind of untidy. I used to call it TUT and add loads of T's because I'm just cool like that. And you want to go to, in fact, what do you want to do? Yeah, you want to go to your desktop. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to see this TUT here. You want to click and hold, and you want to drag it in. Someone talking about Facebook. Drag it into the materials panel, and you want to click no to this little pop-up. Now, if you just go ahead and add this on the text, and just say you kind of just click render it here. I need to add in a light first of all, and if I render it here, it may take sorry about that. May take a bit. You notice that's not grunge. It kind of goes at the back and it's kind of going across ways, and it's not applied to itself to the front, and that's really what you're going for. So to do this, all you want to do is on this layer, you want to go to this little thumbnail up here, and you'll change the selection to C1, and that applies it just to the front. And then you want to change the projection to flat, so this makes it flat. So if we go ahead and render this out here, it may take a while. You'll see that you've really got the kind of grunge going up there. One problem with this, kind of the main problem here, is what the text is white in the background. You still want that to be like grungy like, and you notice that there's a big line going across here, suggesting that it kind of it's like repeating itself, so it doesn't fill the whole text, so it repeats itself. So to kind of get rid of this, so it kind of fills up the whole text, go to the tiles, and I just want to lower it. I'll go to 0.5 and 0.5, like so, and that still doesn't do anything. Go to the thumbnail again, and I hate that pop-up, always happens when I'm recording. You want to go to the X offset, and you can maybe just decrease it or increase it, just so it kind of goes past it, that little line, because it kind of matches itself up in the middle by default. And you see it's just rendering here. That's looking good. You got the text there. We're going to go for the back bit now. So you want to go to this little thumbnail down here, Control and drag, which makes a new copy. Apply this new copy to the text object, and you want to delete. Then you want to swap them over. So the first one behind it, like so. And so the first one that you made should be second in queue, which means it's on top. So if we go and render this out here, you should see that it now fills in the back, as you see there. And that's looking good. You know, that looks a lot more realistic. You really got some good looking text there. But one more thing that we could do is we could change how it the kind of area that it's going in this backdrop text. So click on that little thumbnail, change the first one rather, the one that's kind of not on the front panels, and you want to change the protection to cubic. So now render this out once more time. Probably would have been easier not to add global illumination, probably been quicker render. But as you see there, it kind of looks like it's in a 3D text, and that is looking a lot better. That is looking a lot better than it originally was, and it kind of really does look quite realistic. Maybe with some professional lights added there, it could look really effective. And you know, for the most part, that is it. But one more thing we could do is on the caps, you know, maybe add a bit of shine. You notice there was a kind of little bit of shine going on, but maybe increase this a bit more. So Control drag another one, and double click this, go to specular, add the width and the height up, and go to luminance, add the opacity down to about 13, between 20 or under I'd say, and go to reflection and change this to about 15 also. Now you want to add this on. You want this to be third in line, this wants to be third, like so, and it will overlay. But then go to the selection and choose R1. When choosing the selection, you do want to make sure it's in capitals. And there you go, you kind of see already that it's kind of given a bit of shine. That'll probably be better for maybe a bit of, if you're kind of working on some like dark grunge metal text. It doesn't look that good here, can maybe tone it down a bit. Maybe the luminance put down to about 5, and the reflection put down to about 6 or so. Maybe the specular, drag these bad boys down. I've rendered that out, and here we go. And that's looking quite good. Maybe still a bit too much, but that's how to kind of create some grunge textures in Cinema 4D. Thanks for watching this video. Well, in fact, this doesn't have to be grunge textures, you know, that's just how to kind of use images on text. I know if you noticed from the beginning when you just added it on, it didn't look right. But no, that's how to kind of add depth to your text, make it look a lot more realistic. I'll tell you what, one more thing before I end this video. I'm going to go to the one that's on the front. What's the front one? The one that's got C1, yeah. So that's selected here, so it's the first one. And if you go to color, you could choose a color. For example, if I wanted to be a bit more tinted blue, I could go to blue, nothing would change, go to mix mode and multiply. This is like the Photoshop blending options. Obviously the image will be on top of the color so it doesn't show. However, if you change the blend modes to multiply, it will kind of compromise and mix them both in together. So go to multiply, you know, that may be a bit strong. This might not even look that good. I haven't actually tried this, haven't run through this tutorial before making it, but it's all about being spontaneous. But yeah, you kind of get the gist of it. Maybe if you wanted it blue but you wanted that kind of a texture with the kind of effects, just do the same for the next one. I think that's about all. I think I covered everything on how to make these kind of textures. Any questions, please post it in the comment section below. If I don't reply, I'm sure someone else will. But no, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you learned something. Go create some in-depth 3D text, and I'll see you guys soon.